What's up, everybody? It's Broken Bones here, and welcome to Broken's Bedrock Tutorials. Today, we're going to be showing you how to build the superior potion brewer. What makes this potion brewer superior is the fact that you have the semi-automatic modes and the fully automatic modes. I spent hours on YouTube trying to find a potion brewer that would actually do both modes, and there is none. I really could not find any, and to do that was very simple. I didn't have to do very much redstone out the back. Most of the potion brewers you find on YouTube are big and clunky out the back and very complicated. As you guys saw in the intro, it's very easy to use. All you have to do is select your ingredients. Let's go ahead and select all of these here, and we'll go ahead and make the same potions we were making in the intro. So there's a splash potion of night vision, I believe is what it is, right? Splash potion of night vision. So now if we use the semi-automatic mode, you go ahead and press the button, it takes those potions, puts them down into the storage system, and starts to brew a new batch of potions. But it'll stop right there at the one batch. So as you can see, we've brewed one batch of potions, and it's not going to continue to brew anymore. That's because that's semi-automatic mode. If we wanted fully automatic mode and we wanted to continue brewing potions, then we hit this button right here, that turns that on, and as you can see, it's going to start brewing more potions, and it'll continue to brew potions over and over and over again until this thing is full. Right now, our barrel is full, so it's going to brew the last batch of potions, and here's the last ingredient going in right now. Once these are done, they will go into the hopper, but then no more water bottles will come in, and it'll stop brewing, and you'll see that right now. So here they go. We have another wort in there, but no more water bottles are coming in because we are full. If you'd like to keep it on fully automatic mode and you want to brew more potions, then all you have to do is empty this barrel, and once the potions come out of the hopper and go into the barrel, then it'll continue to brew more potions. Whenever you're done brewing potions and you have as many as you want, even if this barrel's not full, go ahead and turn fully automatic mode off and it'll stop brewing. Now if you find that one barrel worth of storage for potions isn't enough, then feel free to go down below and add more storage down below, and you can add as much as you like. You could even add a shulker box loader down there. If you need to refill your potion brewer, then over here is where all of your glass bottles go. This is where all of your fuel goes for the brewing stand right here, all the blaze powder. And then up in these barrels here, you can put all of your ingredients as listed right here. And for your convenience, down in the description, I've included a list of all the different potions, along with all the different ingredients that you can put in them, including the boosters, because the boosters are rather confusing. Not every potion can take every booster, and I have those all listed too. Now, say for some reason somebody came and used your potion brewer, or maybe you used it and you took these potions out of it. That will break the potion brewer, which is fine. It's perfectly fine. It just won't work. So if you press this button here, it won't work, because what this button does is it actually releases that hopper. It unlocks it and allows the potions to go in here. And the potion brewer detects that and dispenses new potions when it does detect that. But if you've got these out of there and you don't have any to put in there, you don't have any extras to put in there, then what you want to do is you definitely need to at least load these up with another potion, or an awkward potion at least, which I've got up here for you guys. So here's your backup right here. Put 3 awkward potions up in there, go ahead and refill that, and then that way when you press the button, it has something to go through, and then it'll continue brewing potions for you. And when you're done, go ahead and take these back out, and then go ahead and put them back up here for next time. So with all these added features, I'm sure you'd expect something big, clunky, and complicated around back here for all the redstone, but as you can see, it's fairly small and compact, and we have 4 circuits here. These are basically slices. This is one circuit, that's another, and this is another. Right here is your T flip-flop for your on and off switch. This is what makes the potion brewer fully automatic. Over here we have your fully automated bottle filling station. This takes your bottles and fills them up with water. Over here we have the reset circuit that knows when the potions are done brewing and resets the system. Regardless of how many ingredients it has, it knows, and it'll reset the system right at the right time. Over here we have the hopper locking system, which controls the water bottles going in and out. And then of course we have your standard ingredient selection station. And one of the coolest parts about this is that you don't need to chunk align it. In fact, you can throw this pretty much anywhere inside your base. The only thing I'm going to recommend is that you don't have any chunk borders going through these circuits right here. Don't have a chunk border going right here or right here. That will potentially ruin the functionality of this thing. It won't definitely ruin it, but it could potentially ruin it. I actually had this set up over there just a few blocks, and it was on a chunk border by accident, and it stopped my T flip-flop from working. So I've moved it now, so now we can move on with the tutorial. So I recommend that you guys make sure that that circuitry back there is not around any chunk borders. And let's say where you want to put this, you can't get around to having a chunk border on it. You have somewhere in your base you really want this thing, and you really want it there, and you have a chunk border going right here, or you have a chunk border going right here. Well, go ahead and build it anyway. It's not going to hurt the potion brewer. You'll be just fine. If it does break or it does have an issue, hit me up down in the comment section, or hit me up down in the description on any of my social media links. I'll definitely take the time to help you, and we'll come up with a solution for it. And with that being said, let's pop into the tutorial. Material list will be down in the description. To get things started, you need to prepare an area that's 25 blocks in width, just like this. And then over here on these 4 blocks right here, you'll need to prepare some area behind your potion brewer. You'll need to prepare 7 blocks in depth and 5 blocks in height behind this area. And then for the rest of the potion brewer, you'll need to prepare a area that's 5 blocks wide and 5 blocks tall. So to get things started right here, we're going to go ahead and start by placing in some blocks. So come right over here to this area and go ahead and place in yourself a line of blocks all the way down to the end. That should be 23 blocks in total right there. Then over here down at the end, we're going to go ahead and take ourselves a lamp just like this, place a button on the front, take a barrel, and go ahead and place that right there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some levers. Over here, we're going to skip 1 block. We're going to place 1 lever there. We'll skip another block, place 4 levers. These are going to be for all of our boosters. And then we're going to place 12 more levers all the way on here. Now your wall should be looking like this, and once you have that done, on this very last block right here next to your barrel, go ahead and place in another button. Then behind here, behind all of your levers, we're going to go ahead and place in a block down here just like this, catty corner to your lever block, and then bring these all the way across just like this. And then anywhere that there's not a lever, you can go ahead and break the blocks in between. That's not important. So now that's going to be looking like this. We have 1 block, 4 blocks, 12 blocks. Then right here, we need to go ahead and place in repeaters on all of these blocks going across. Then in front of all these repeaters, we're going to have upwards facing sticky pistons just like that. And then we're going to bring those all the way across the length of all of our repeaters just like this. Go ahead and bring it all the way down to the end and then break out the ones in between that are not needed just like that. Then once you have that in, go ahead and place in yourself a row of blocks on top of all of these pistons just like so. And then when you're done with that, go ahead and do yourself a favor, place another row of blocks just like this. And then you can go ahead and break the ones out that aren't needed just like that. And then we're going to place 1 more row, and this time you're not going to break out the blocks that aren't needed. This has to go all the way to the end. Once you have that done, when you flick these levers, it should rise the piston up just like that. And then go ahead and do that to all these levers. Go ahead and flick them all in the on position. Once you get to the netherwort lever, this lever is optional. You don't necessarily have to have that. You can actually have that off if you want to, or you can leave it on. I kind of like the way it looks with it on there. But everything out the back doesn't need to be here. You can actually get rid of that piston just like that and that repeater and bring that block up because we always need netherwort. That's not really an option. We always need it. Even for potions of harming, which only take the spider eye, the fermented spider eye, the reason why we need it is because this is how the farm works. The whole potion brewer depends on that netherwort going in as the last ingredient. Now all of your pistons should be extended, and then we're going to take some droppers and we're going to place them on the fronts of these blocks just like this, facing upwards just like that. So we need to go ahead and put these on all of these blocks or down here. And then once you're done with that, go ahead and take your repeaters, and on all of these blocks, go ahead and place repeaters going into all of those blocks. And then on the back row, we're going to take redstone dust and bring that all the way down to the end down here. Right here, be sure to break this redstone out and throw in yourself a repeater like that. And then here at the end, you can break that redstone, place in a block, and break the one underneath. Once you have that completed, it should be looking something like this. And this essentially is your ingredient selection station, all done and dusted. As you can see, if you go ahead and flick these levers, that'll go ahead and deselect whatever ingredient is in this one. And if you turn it back on, it'll select it because then that repeater can power the dropper. So next we need to go ahead and grab some hoppers and make all these things move around. And we're going to start right here at this barrel. So go ahead and grab your hopper, go ahead and place it in the back of that barrel, and then grab yourself a brewing stand. We need to place that one right there. Hop on top of your brewing stand. We need to go ahead and place one in the top of it just like this. Then we need to come off of here. We need to place one into the back of it like this. If we can crouch place that one, there we go. And then we're going to crouch place another one into the side right here just like that. And then in the side of this hopper, we need to come out with another one right here just like this. There we are. Alright, then off of this hopper right here, we need to go ahead and crouch place one into there, and go ahead and crouch place these all the way across, all the way to the end of the last dropper. When you have that completed, the hoppers around your potion brewer should look something like this, and then when you're done with the top part, that should look like this, bridging the gaps in which we've knocked out other blocks. So once you have that in place, now we need to go ahead and put items into these droppers, and we're going to do that with a couple hoppers in the side of them. Go ahead and place in a bunch of hoppers all the way down into the sides of these, and when you're done with that, go ahead and take some barrels and go ahead and place them on top of these. This is what you should have now if you've got that completed, and now we need to do the second layer on top of our levers right here. So we're going to come right to the front, right to this block right here. We're going to go ahead and place in 2 blocks right there, and place item frames on the fronts of those. Then we're going to take some redstone lamps, go ahead and bring those across the entire length of your potion brewer. Go ahead and bring those all the way down here just like this. just like that. And the ones that don't have anything, go ahead and place in a building block right there. And then go ahead and take item frames and place these on the fronts of all of your lamps. Now you should have this, and next go ahead and grab the items for those item frames. Now you can place these items in any order that you want for your ingredients. However, these two need to be the same. You need to go ahead and place a bottle right there and some blaze powder right there. This is going to be for your glass bottles and your fuel for the potion brewer. Then on these, we can place them in any order that you like. However, I recommend doing it in the order that I have because I've actually done the work of making sure that they're in the same order as in the creative menu right here. So they're exactly the same. We have night vision first, invisibility second, leaping third, and so on and so forth. So and if you want to follow that, go ahead and place in your golden carrot, a rabbit's foot, a magma cream, a sugar, and a, what is that called, a pufferfish, and then a glistening melon, and then a spider eye. And then we're going to go ahead and go like this. We're going to go and get rid of all of these. And I believe gas tears are next, then blaze powder, and then the turtle shell, and then we have a phantom man brain, and we also have the fermented spider eye. Then over here for our boosters, we have glowstone dust, we have redstone dust, we have gunpowder, and we have dragon's breath. And then lastly, over here, we do have our nether wart right here. This is starting to look like a really cool potion brewer, and yours should be too once you have that completed. And then next we're going to go ahead and come up here to our hoppers. You can leave these open if you want to, but I recommend placing in a trapdoor like that or something in front of them just to kind of cover them up, because you can't really place a stair there for decoration because then that blocks off the barrel kind of somewhat. And I personally like to use iron trapdoors, so we're going to be decorating with that. And to do this, we need to go ahead and place in 2 temporary blocks right there. We're going to go ahead and place in a piston right there with a block on the bottom of it like so. And then we need to actually go ahead and break this item frame right there and place in a button just like this. And then we're going to take some iron trap doors, we're going to place them facing just like that, and then press our button, and as you can see they flip up and they stay that way and they get pushed along. So then we can just do this all the way across all of our pistons. Once you've reached the end, you'll notice that your piston no longer pushes and the trapdoor just flaps like this. Once you've reached that, go ahead and break all of these blocks, and you should see that all of your trapdoors are now down to the end. Go ahead and take your item frame, go ahead and replace that with the blaze powder inside of it. Then we're going to go ahead and do the rest of these pistons over here. So we're going to do the same thing. Go ahead and take 2 temporary blocks just like this. Take a piston, face it in this direction right there. Take a block on the bottom of that one with a button, and then go ahead and place in your trap doors just like this. And then when you get to the middle one, just like that, whenever you're done doing all that, go ahead and break this one and go ahead and put a block right there, and then go ahead and put a block right here. And once you have that completed, you can go ahead and remove your temporary blocks in your piston, and then go ahead and bring these blocks all the way to the top of your barrels just like this. And then over here, we need to go ahead and remove these 2 blocks right above there. We need to grab a chest, go ahead and place it on top of that hopper right there and on top of that block. That's going to be your fuel input. Then we need to get our hands dirty with some redstone over here. We're going to go ahead and place in a dropper right there facing in this direction towards that hopper. Grab a dispenser, place that on the front of that dropper, and now that's facing into this hopper right here. Then we need to come up here, place in a temporary block on top of that hopper right here like that. There we go. Over here to this side, we're going to place in a block right there. And then over here, we're going to place in a temporary block right there with one below it. Break that one out and grab yourself a comparator. We're going to place a comparator there, and then crouch place a observer onto the top of that one, and one more up from there. Go ahead and come right this way and place one over the top facing in this direction. Then we're going to place some redstone dust on the front of that one on top of that dispenser right there. Then right here, we need to go ahead and break this block out and then put a temporary one here. Go ahead and place some water in there and then put a block on the front of it. It doesn't have to be glass. I'm using glass just so you can see it. You can place a solid block there if you like. Once you've got this completed, go ahead and come right here to the front. We're going to go ahead and crouch place a block onto the side of that dispenser or the dropper right there, which should leave you a 1 block gap right here for your potion brewer. Then on top of your dropper right here, we're going to place in another block right there. And then we're also going to take a stair block. We're going to turn backwards and face that one right there just like that. And then over here, we're going to go ahead and take a barrel and place that in there just like so. Come on top of your potion brewer and go ahead and crouch place a block on top of your hoppers, and then go ahead and place one all the way down the line of all your hoppers. Once all of your hoppers are covered, go ahead and come around back, and now it's time to throw some of the circuitry in here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do the hopper locking system, which is going to come right off this block right here. We're going to come down a few blocks and over by one just like this, so your block is catty corner to that hopper down below just like this. Then when you put a redstone torch on there, it's going to go ahead and lock that hopper. That's going to keep your potion bottles in the potion brewer until they're done brewing. And then we need to go ahead and make sure that when they do get released, they release until they're all done. And we're going to do that with a comparator just like this, and that comparator is going to go into a block like that. That's going to come down here just like this with some redstone dust on top of that one. Whenever the bottles are in there, that torch will turn off because it's powered by that redstone, and once all the bottles are into the barrel, it'll go ahead and turn back on, relocking the hopper. The circuit that we just installed is going to be activated by both the fully auto and semi-auto modes here in the front. So the first one we're going to wire up is the semi-automatic mode. We're going to come right around back here. We're going to come right below that block that our button is on, which is this block right there. We're going to go ahead and come down by one block like this, come off to the side, and down by another one just like that. Come up by two more, so you have 3 blocks in total. Go ahead and come up by a block right there, and then another one out right there, and you should line up with your redstone that's right there. Then we need to go ahead and take redstone dust, place it on top of all of these blocks, and grab yourself a repeater and place it going into that one. In semi-automatic mode, the potions stay in the potion brewer until you press that button, and when you press that button, the redstone comes right over here and activates that circuit, which then lets the potions down into the hopper and into the barrel. Once you have that completed, now we need a way to lock the water bottles from going into the potion brewer while the bottles are coming out of it, because if that happens, it'll suck the water bottles out too before they get turned into potions. And to do that, we're going to do that with a redstone block on the side of that hopper. And yes, it's going to lock that hopper too, but that's our fuel input, and that's a very slow feed. It doesn't need to be unlocked all the time. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and make this redstone block move with a trigger. And the trigger is going to be coming right out of this comparator right here, out of this block. We're going to place in a sticky piston right there with a observer on its face just like that. And that's going to go ahead and push out anytime the bottles are going through, and it's going to retract whenever they're done. And when they retract, it's going to go into that block right there. Go ahead and break out this block temporarily, and that, when it retracts, is going to power this piston, which is going to push that redstone block up, which is going to unlock that hopper. Once you have that complete, go ahead and test your circuit by powering this piston and unpowering it, and you see that that redstone block gets pushed up like that. That'll unlock this hopper, allowing the water bottles to go in, but now we need an automatic way to relock that hopper, pushing that redstone block back down. Hoppers transfer items at 4 ticks per item, so we need 12 ticks in total to get 3 water bottles in there. And at the same time, we are going to need more ingredients, so we need to trigger this circuit too, so we can get another potion brewing. And to do that, we're going to go ahead and come over here, go ahead and put that block back down, and place in a regular piston facing straight down off of that block right there. Then what we need to do is we need to go ahead and place in ourselves a observer just like this, and then we're going to go ahead and break this redstone right there, put that up like this, and then bring this redstone up here just like that. Off the front of this observer, you're going to place a block in right there with a repeater on its face just like this. Then we're going to go ahead and put that repeater on 4 ticks and put a block up in front of it. This will go ahead and transfer the signal over and also power this circuit, giving us more ingredients. But now we need to bring that circuit back to this piston, and to do that, we're going to come back down here like that with another 4-tick repeater like this right there. Another block up in front of that one like this with some redstone dust on top of that one. Another block on top of your repeater right here, and another one on the face of your piston with another 4-tick repeater right there. Now your circuit should be looking like this with 3 4-tick repeaters and some redstone dust right there, and remember to bring that block up like so. Then we need to go ahead and test our circuit. So if we come down here, power that piston, when it retracts, we should see that this redstone gets lit up, and then that also gets pushed back down, so it's going to look just like it is right now. So let's go ahead and break that. You'll see that that goes up. Here's the redstone, and it goes right back down. It happens real quick. Believe it or not, you're almost done. This is actually a functional potion brewer now. The only thing is that it's not fully automatic, so we're going to install that right now. So in order to do that, we need to come right here to this hopper. This hopper is going to be the one right next to that chest and directly diagonally down from that barrel right there. That barrel is going to be this one in the front right there, and that should be the hopper that's directly above your potion brewer. So we're going to come back around here, go ahead and come up here. Remember that chest is right there. We're going to go ahead and come to this hopper right here. We need 22 items that do not go into a potion brewer, so we're going to go ahead and place these in those 4 slots just like that, and then that leaves one area open for 1 ingredient. The last ingredient that we have in this is netherwort, so when that comes in here, that means that the potion is on its last ingredient, and when the netherwort falls down into the potion brewer, that means that the ingredient is done brewing. So what we're going to do is we're going to detect that with a comparator coming out here, and that's going to reset the circuit by going into a block, and we're going to come out by a block right there and another one. and then go ahead and place redstone dust on top of both of those. And as you can see, the first one is powered and the second one is not. However, when an ingredient goes in there, it will actually power that because it'll have 23 items, which is what 2 signal strength requires. Then down here, we're going to place a sticky piston on the unlit redstone block right there. Then we're going to come over here, place an observer in that direction like this. It should be facing that redstone. Take a block, put it on its face, come over here, put another block there, grab yourself a repeater, plug it right into that redstone, and put that repeater on 4 ticks. Once you have that circuit installed, you now have yourself a fully automatic potion brewer. However, we do have the semi-automatic mode, which we did wire up earlier, but we haven't wired up the fully automatic mode, which toggles fully and semi-auto modes. But before we do that, I want to explain to you how this thing works so you guys can kind of understand what's going on, and I'm going to try my best to do that without confusing you guys. And we're going to start right here at this hopper. So inside this hopper, we just did this. We have all these items right here, which allows only 1 ingredient at a time inside this hopper, which means that only 1 ingredient is going to be in here, and they're going to come in the order that they need to be in the potion. And the last ingredient is going to be nether wart, which is the first ingredient to every potion, which means that when it falls out of this hopper and goes into the potion brewer, that means that the potion is done brewing and we're ready for more stuff, which means that this comparator is going to be powered while all those ingredients are going through, and when the nether wart finally falls through, it'll depower, which will unpower this piston, which then will throw a signal into that block, which will then power this circuit, which unpowers this torch, which is locking this hopper, allowing all of your potions to go into the hopper and into the chest. And this comparator will make sure that that torch stays off until all of the potions are through, because it's powering the redstone right here. And it also powers this piston, and when all those bottles are through, it'll unpower that piston, which this observer will throw a signal into that block, powering that piston with the redstone block on top, which is locking the water bottle hopper, which then unlocks it, and then this observer right here powers this circuit, which then gives us more ingredients, and it sends the circuitry back and around and pushing that block back down, relocking the water bottle hopper. And that is pretty much it. Now, in order to make this toggleable, we need to come right over here to this piston like this, and we're going to go ahead and throw in a redstone torch on the side of that one, which then permanently disables the fully automatic feature. In other words, semi-automatic. So to come over here, we're going to wire this one up, and we're going to bring this light over to that redstone torch right there. And to do that, we're going to come down here below that lamp right here, just like that. We're going to come down another block just like so diagonally. We're going to place redstone dust on top of both of those. Over here, we're going to come up by a block like that and up by another one just like so. And we're going to place a redstone torch on the bottom of that one. Over here off to the side, we're going to come up diagonally just like this with another one and a redstone torch on that side. And no, there is no redstone torch down here. So what we need to do now is we need to come over here. We need to place in 2 blocks like that and a third one right there. So we have 4 in total. So this block and that block should now be touching. Now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and place in a comparator into that block and a comparator into this block. Next, we need to go and grab our droppers. Over here, we need a dropper facing in this direction away from that comparator. Over here, we need one facing up right there. And then over here, we need one facing to the side. And then finally, we need a hopper facing down right there and then a block on top of that one. This circuit is known as a T flip-flop because it gives a temporary pulse like a button, a constant output like a lever. And the reason why it does that is because we're using these droppers and these comparators for our outputs. So what we're going to do now is we need to put an item in there, any old item. It doesn't have to be a potion. I'm just doing that just because of the theme. But nonetheless, as you can see, our lamp has gone out, and that's because the potion is in this. Now, when it comes over here, it's going to go ahead and be the opposite. So let's go ahead and get that wired up. We need to go ahead and break these 2 blocks down there and place in a torch down there. That's going to stay off because it's being powered by that. So now that our semi-automatic mode is off, if you press this button, you should see that that light stays on even though the button retracts, and that's because now fully automatic mode is engaged. Come back over here and then turn fully automatic mode off just like that, and your lamp should turn off. Next, we need to go ahead and put water bottles into our system, and we're actually just going to put glass bottles into the system because that's what this system takes. And this will automatically fill your water bottle. So we're going to go ahead and fill this all the way full just like that. Then go ahead and take yourself a button, place it on this block right here. That'll power that dispenser, and then it'll continue to fill up because this comparator here is going to detect the bottle going in, and it's going to trigger these observers, which is going to repower this dispenser here. So when you press that, you should see that it's going to continue to trigger until this hopper is filled up here. So as you can see, now we've got 2 bottles in there. What I need you guys to do is take these 2 bottles out, let more come in, and then you're going to grab a 3rd one. So you need a total of 3 water bottles. You need to come over here to your potion brewer. You need to put these water bottles into the system. So go just like that, and then go ahead and take 1 nether wart and put that into the system. And then we need to get some fuel. We need to get some blaze powder here. Once you have your blaze powder, go ahead and open up the brewing stand, place that into the brewing stand, and you'll see that that's going to start turning into an awkward potion. Then go ahead and open up this chest, place the rest of your fuel in there, and remember it's not going to go through because the hopper's locked, but we're good now because we got fuel in here. Once that becomes an awkward potion, then go ahead and throw in this other bit of nether wart right here. So you'll see that that's going to disappear here in just a second. There you go, there's your awkward potion. Then go ahead and throw that in there. And then what we need to do now is we need to go ahead and turn off all of our levers. So if you like, you can leave that lever there, you can turn it on, you can turn it off, it doesn't really matter. Once you've figured out what you want to do with your lever, then go ahead and start loading in all of your ingredients. Go ahead and look at the item frame right here, and then go ahead and load that ingredient into that one, and so on and so forth, and do this all the way down. And once you've loaded in all of your ingredients, then go ahead and come over here, go ahead and come to the edge of the farm. We're going to place in a block right there next to our button and that lamp. Go ahead and bring it up 1 block above your barrels. Go ahead and bring that all the way across to the other side. And then on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come right here just like this. Come up 1 block above your barrels. And then go ahead and bring that all the way across like that. Then grab your stairs. Go ahead and throw that in there like this. Bring these all the way across like this, just like so. And then we can go right here, place one in that way, and then finish it off right there. Your potion brewer is now complete. This thing is fully functional, so let's go ahead and craft our first potion. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do that just for looks because there's nothing behind it, but I want to turn it on. And let's do another splash potion of night vision. Let's go ahead and make it a splash potion. We'll make it extra long. We'll go ahead and come right over here to the golden carrot, and then now we have a splash potion of night vision. So let's go ahead and go in here. Remember, we have our awkward potions. What we're going to do is we're going to do the semi-automatic mode first. Let's go ahead and press the button. Then I want to take these awkward potions out, and we're going to place these up here. These are just in case we won't need the potions that are in the brewing stand, and we can replace those so we can hit the button again and have those go through the system, kind of kickstarting the whole system. So now once those are done brewing, we should have a potion. Now as you can see, we've got 3 splash potions of night vision, which is very handy, and our nether wart has come into the system, telling the system that we're now ready for another potion. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and hit the fully automatic mode and test that one, and you should see that the bottles come down into your barrel, and that 3 more water bottles are staged, and the nether wart is going to start brewing another potion. And your next ingredient will be right here in this hopper. And once again, once you've reached the desired amount of potions, even if this thing's not full, you can go ahead and turn fully automatic mode off, and it'll go right back to semi-automatic mode. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Superior Potion Brewer. This thing is a powerful machine. It's super easy and simple to build, and it's a lot of fun to use. So, with that being said, I still have my helmet on from when I was using those scoots. But nonetheless, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. I had a lot of fun building this thing. This thing was exciting, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. And if you did, smack the like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next tutorial. Take it easy, everybody.